Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. This week we have our 7th episode of the Foil Life Travel Show, and we jet set to the Netherlands. We talked to Jelle, who is the owner of Foil School Nederland. This place looks super fun. With a 360 wind window located in Brouwersdam, you can't go wrong. So we do hope that you enjoy this episode. Next, I'd like to say a big thank you to our team. We have Frank, Stefan, and Pam. Thank you guys for your continued work into the 2026 season. Next, I'd like to say a big thank you to our partners. We have the Surffoil World Tour, so we're the official podcast of the Surffoil World Tour. Please visit surffoilworldtour.com for upcoming events and additional tour information. Lastly, a big thank you to our sponsors. Let's kick off with WaterSpeed. If you have not tried their app yet, visit waterspeedapp.com to get started for free. Join a challenge. Just enjoy tracking your sessions and let us know what you think. Next, we want to say a big thank you to North, Mystic, and On Kiteboarding for supporting us once again. Make sure to visit foillifepodcast.com/sponsors to learn more about them as well. Now, I hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to Foil Life. Whether you wing, kite, parawing, downwind, pump, or e-foil, thanks for being here. But hey, man, thanks for coming back on the show. We hadn't chatted in a while, so it's nice to see you.
Well, it must be 2 years ago, or
maybe more. Yeah,
when it was still the old name, the Wing Life.
The Wing Life. Now things have moved along a lot. There's so many more foil disciplines, and we're stoked. This is a school episode, so we're stoked to learn specifically about your school and the conditions, services, everything that you guys have been doing since we chatted last. But to start off, you got a really easy question. What's the name of your school? Has that changed?
No, the school name hasn't changed. It's still Foil School Netherlands, or in the Dutch name, Foil School Nederland. We just used that name. Oh, we came up with that name with a friend of me together. It's actually more his idea. And we were just like, all right, what do we offer? Okay, mainly wing foil lessons. But we didn't know if it was going to be a hit. So that was why we started like in the white version to offer all the lessons and to create like an easiness in being traceable online. We were like, okay, what do we need? You want a foil school? Where? In the Netherlands. Okay, we just name it like that. And it still works. Because visibility has been better on Google, for example. It takes a few years, and the name definitely helped with that. And then since last year, I decided to give a label to the travel part of the company, which we now labeled underneath Foiling Camps, just to, for me, it felt right to give it a different name. Just to have like 2 websites with a good overview. This is what we offer in the Netherlands. And this is what we offer in the down season when we travel. Others, they were afterwards like, ooh, you do have to build up a new name again now. But on the other side, I'd like a challenge. And so far, it's been a good one. So
awesome.
Still pretty hyped going into the 6th summer now here. And I must say, still as motivated as ever before. Just, just to try to implement new options. So now with the race of para-winging, with more interest towards the electric part. Duotone released their assist program. So over the winter, we've been busy to write lesson programs for that, refine them during the camps with the experienced riders. And I think we're good and set for the new season, which we kicked off actually the day before yesterday. It's still a bit chilly here, but definitely.
We should get some water time.
Yeah.
For those who didn't catch the first episode a couple of years ago, where is your school located in the Netherlands?
We are based in the south of the Netherlands, a spot named Brouwersdam. Brouwersdam is pretty famous, I would say, for intermediate wind service, kite service, and nowadays wing foilers. Unique location. It's a dam connecting 2 islands. So we have the seaside and the lakeside, which gives for windsurf and wing foiling a 360-degree wind window. And for us as a school, we can combine that to find the perfect spot between steady winds and flat water. Next to that, it is the only place in the Netherlands where you can park on both sides within 50-meter distance from the beach or the water, depending on the tides, without a parking fee. So this made our location super popular underneath Belgium and mainly German tourists. I think it's the closest from, so we have North Rhine-Westphalia, which is the eastern part just over the border, which is 2.5-3 hour drive. And we have so many tourists coming from that area with the camper, with the caravan loaded with gear. So it's a very popular place. I can send you later a video how it looked like on like bank holidays, where it's just car. But people are fighting for their parking spot from 5 a.m. It's pretty insane, actually.
And what are the conditions like? Obviously, you're getting flat water. You're getting a little bit of ocean swell, some small waves.
So we have so the lake is mostly kind of flat, depending from where you start. Then when you move over to the seaside, in the kite surf zone, it's often, I would say, quite choppy. Then we have on that side a small lagoon, which is sheltered by a jetty, which is allowed to wing and windsurf, not to kite. Keeps flat water with certain wind directions, which is good for wing for teach. The thing is, 8 kilometers out from the kite beach, there is quite a big sandbar, which actually blocks waves to go to Brouwersdam main beach. That's why it stays choppy. And on that outside, and from there going north, you come to Outdoor Beach, which provides like intermediate wave spot. The sandbar with southwest wind direction is beautiful to downwind for kites and all foil disciplines. So it's a place where everyone with all levels can enjoy themselves. There's multiple options to stay over, from basic campsites to luxury holiday villas, and a lot of other things to do in the area as well when there's no wind. So definitely a recommendation for people, for intermediate riders, to go on holiday. If you want to push your level in powerful waves or groundswell waves, then the Netherlands is not the spot to go to. But intermediate riders will have a blast, 100%.
Oh, awesome! What's the prevailing wind strengths and temperature for people? Is it heavy wetsuits or is it medium wetsuits? What's the water like?
So we get everything during the year. So at the moment, the water is like 10 degrees. So it's definitely 5-4 hooded time. And depending on what wind there is, it's still a bit chilly. I would say most used wetsuit during the year is a 4.3 millimeter. And then...
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's pretty all right, I would say. Yeah. And then summer months, July, August, there is an occasional day that you can ride in a board short, but that's not often. There's maybe one day
Canada
here.
Doesn't allow that either. Sometimes we never have that there.
These days that the water temperature gets above 20 degrees. And then you have these east winds with 30 degrees plus. And then you can have a board short session. But mostly, I would say, most of the summer I still ride a 3.2 full suit. Because when it's quite windy, you cool down a little bit. So that's saying we use everything. Previously, we would say that spring and winter are the best for wind. I definitely can tell you, winter is not the best time for wind anymore. And it's quite cold. Out of our experience from the last few years, I would say that April, May, June are the best months for winds in the Netherlands. Changing from when it gets warmer, we have a lot of north winds, so it's a bit of a thermical one, which picks up during the day. And depending on what kind of front we have in front of the coast, the wind direction changes from south to northwest. Usually July, August, because it's that warm, it's a little bit less strong, the wind. We still have, let's say, 4 or 5 out of 7 days a week, 12 knots and more. Could also be just the whole week, 20 knots. Then people were super excited always for autumn. But the last few years, autumn wasn't that great, especially September. September was the last 3 years, kind of the summer started and the wind kind of disappeared. And then October, it can be harsh. can quickly get a bit colder, but the water is still relatively warm. November can be a good month, but then a lot of the facilities, like the schools and rental stations, are starting to close down because the days are getting pretty short. But I would say there's places, where you have these standard trade winds. There you can kind of book a long time ahead. For the Netherlands, if you want to score, I would say book a bit last minute. For intermediates or beginners that want to learn, there's always conditions. Like if we watch for the forecast for this week, I think it's only going to be Wednesday that it's 8 knots or something, that there's nothing. Any other day we have more than enough wind.
With the advent of all this new foiling stuff since the last time we chatted, how did that change your school?
Well, I think learning gets easier because the new materials are better. More stable boards, foils will lift earlier, easier to use wings. And you see that in the growth in the rental options as well. There's more people coming specific to our school for rentals because they know that we have the latest and the newest duotone gear. People will fly over for business to the Netherlands and then they see our overview on the website from we have the most high-end gear and they're like, oh, it doesn't matter if I need to drive an hour and a half. We come to you because you have all the D-Lab material, like from foils to wings. And then, with the addition of all these extra foil disciplines, it's on us to stay ahead of the game and try to implement that in the schooling program. Definitely now with duotone launching their foil assist, we can try to bring more people into prone foiling or surf foiling. Because there was, we offered it, but it was mostly too hard for most people. Can be a good option for downwind foiling, but I'm having my eyes on the prize for para-winging this year. In general, we have most mid-length boards available for rental. And I think when you have an experienced wing foiler who wants to go into a new journey with most new para-wings, it's going to be so much easier to learn if you know which setup to do and how to explain. So that's definitely going to be what I'll be teaching mostly this summer, para-winging and coaching. And the other guys that do let's say the regular wing foil lessons. But I have high expectations from para-wing. It wouldn't be, like with wing, people come for 3 or 5 day course. This would probably be 1 or 2 lessons and then they're good to go out themselves. But it's nice to keep playing along with the new lesson options, new activities. Very excited for that part. And we directly had a hit with it. So we had a coaching on Saturday. After this, I'm going to go to the beach as well for another para-wing coaching. So pretty cool. Yeah, man.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. How do you find the progression is going for that pretty quickly, given they already know how to wing foil? Or do you find there's some stuff that's very important for them to learn?
I'd say if you have a good wing foiler who can pump as well from using his body weight and his legs and not only using the power of the wing, when you have the right conditions, so let's say flat water, 50 knots plus, preferably like even a little bit more, let's say 18 to 20, and you can use a 3.4 or 4 meter para wing. Some people, when they had like a good land program, they take off and might fly directly. In the latest downwind camps that we did in Tenerife, we catch them on both weeks a moment to learn the ones who wanted to para-wing on really flat water. And we had in week 1, 2 guys. The one I was like, I gave him it was slightly overpowered on a slightly bigger foil than he was used to. So I put him on a Kite 1100 or 1350. Slightly big with a bigger mid-length board than he was used to. And he just took off, directly tried to jibe, crashed, and got back. And I was like, dude, you must have tried it before. And it was like, no, never. But we did spend like a good 40 minutes on the beach that they exactly know, this is how the para-wing works. This is how we can untangle it. And that's saying, the new Stash 2.0.
Good safety stuff built in there.
Yeah.
Like there's some things that you have to really kind of pay attention to, and you might not think of it your first time hopping on one of those if you get it filled with water or if you get caught up or this and that. There's some things you definitely have to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's mainly making the conditions as easy as possible. So flat water is definitely what works out. I was first a bit against straps. Now I see an advantage of people who are really used to riding the strap so that they can pull a bit more on the front foot. But it's definitely a change, and it's hard because so a few brands were already ahead of the game, 100% with their V1 or V1.5 versions, which were steady or balanced to fly, would go upwind. And there was a few brands who made the parowing, which kind of pulled you up, but was just hard to get back upwind, and a small wind range. And now, we work with Duotone in the school. The new Duotone Stax 2.0 is, in my opinion, the best or one of the best parowings was out at the moment, because the wind range is big. It's so stable, and it has just a very easy and neutral pull. And with the focus on, once people get up, to directly try to hook in, that they can have that they're not getting tired on the arms, but on the body, they just fly directly upwind. So it's a sport that is getting easier nowadays due to the evolution in materials. And that is just in flying performance and not even on materials. There's brands who push the lightness of a parowing a bit more than that others do, and that you only start to feel when it's super light wind. But yeah, I'm excited for this new chapter within our school, and the evolution of gear definitely helps in that, for sure.
What about foil assist and e-foil? So let's look at e-foil for a little bit. Is that a segment that's growing in your area?
Slowly, I would say. Okay. So we did e-foiling already from 3 years ago, but they never really promoted it on our website, because we were like, the vision was we do element-driven sports, so water or wind-driven. And then we had this option to try the e-foil, and we tried it, and everyone had so much fun on it. And because I thought, like, I ride this thing 10 minutes and I'm over it. And it kind of wasn't. So then we started promoting it a bit on the side, where people booked a 3-day course. We didn't have wind for 1 day. I'm like, okay, let's practice e-foiling. And then it got a hit, because once you're out with it, other people see it on the beach and like, hey, what is that? How can I book it? So then for this summer, I placed it on the website, so it's bookable, and it's a good hit, definitely. It's a bit boring to teach, I would say. The other guys still like to teach regular e-foiling, but I'm more excited to the foil assist and to the pumping because it's a bit more technical, and it attracts a rider or a student who wants adventure and really to learn something. Like the e-foil, if you have an easy one, it's just find balance and pull the throttle, pull the trigger, and that's it at some point. And with the assist, you can go up, you can learn to pump, you can learn to steer towards a wave, try to ride that, because, not everyone is fit enough to learn prone foiling, or just want to have an in-between step, or want to foil in bigger waves, which are not able to pedal into, or don't have assistance of a jet ski. Still find that thing a bit sketchy to go in really big waves with a battery box around your body, but so far it worked. I must say, I've seen a few options or schools where they see their foil assist as a tool to help people come up with winging, so that there is an instructor in the boat, for example, who has the remote. I'm not 100% if I believe in that thing, but looks fun. But I think we're not going to implement that into the school. We just keep foil assisting for learning pump foiling and getting into waves for the ones who need it and want that. I think that
it looks super fun. We're going to try it for the first time soon, but it looks like it does open up a world of possibility. All right, we're back.
No worries.
One thing I wanted to talk to you about as well was your camps and see how those have been going, because the last time you had quite a few pretty cool destinations.
Yes.
So how's that going?
Yeah, really well, actually, I have to say. So I set a few new goals, kind of, to let that part of the company grow a bit as well. that I'm myself a bit more on the road with that, so that I can give the Foil School a bit more out of hands. So over the years, the program has changed. Partners come and go. We're still always open for new options. So for this year, we have the schedule is we did 2 weeks in Tenerife in March, downwind, in collaboration with the Duurton Pro Center. Then we do our annual Lake Garda wing foil camp in May. Since last year, we started with a new one in Denmark, which is just great. Because I really like Denmark. Because it's good waves, like intermediate waves, I would say. So not heavy ones, but just accessible.
Yeah, that's perfect for us.
Yeah, sure. And it's just perfect foil waves out there. So we had a few good weeks last year, which were full. Another one where we had minimum amount of students joining. But if you start something new, you should always, it's investment time. So at some point it will pay off. You need to create like content from the location that people really see what they will get when they join a camp. Then since last year, we added 2 weeks in Ireland, one in the south in Brandon Bay, and another one is a really advanced one in the northwest, where we have a day of tow foiling included. And then... Well, there's another one in Denmark end of September, and then November, always Tenerife again for the downwind camp. Yeah. So usually to Brazil as well and Dakla.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's just hard to communicate with schools that are out of Europe. And when you have an issue, doesn't matter if someone gets sick or really injured, you're just much further away from home with probably different hospitals. And that's why I just feel really good in Tenerife. It's within flying distance from Europe. It's 4 hours. You're still in Europe. But temperature and price-wise, it feels like you're in Africa or something. So, but definitely open for new options. Like we spoke about is La Ventana option. Must be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a beautiful place for sure. I'm looking at options right now as to where to teach this winter.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to go somewhere cool and teach a little bit more. And one school has inquired in La Ventana because their pair winging is exploding. So I just started that journey last year on a V1 that was pretty grunty. But I'm really looking forward to them calming down and not being so difficult to get upwind with, because the rain range was so small that it went from underpowered to overpowered, and then boom, you had to heel and head upwind almost directly into the wind, or else you're going to get catapulted.
Yep.
But yeah, looking forward to that. Now, what about some of the foundations that you work with? I saw some of the affiliations. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that as to how your school incorporates giving back, but also working with different kinds of clientele.
Yeah, sure. So during the year, we had a few projects which were quite successful last year, and we're continuing that for this year. So to start off last year, we did a kind of a camp or a long weekend for the BBM Mentel Foundation, which we helped people to have a great time on the water. But they had some slight disabilities. That's saying we had people with walking disabilities, but could stand up straight. We had someone who had bad visibility, and we had a group. We had 3 of them which were normally in a wheelchair. And over the weekend, very slowly, step by step, my team of great instructors gave them a lot of joy to learn the basics of wing foiling, or mainly wing surfing. So that was great to just do something different, something out of the regular teaching format. So out of that, we got into contact with this organization named Kite for Life Foundation. It's Baris, the leader in this project. I know from a few years ago when he bought the first kite surf set for me, and he got hooked on the winging. The organization is for people who survived cancer, and that they want to let them experience new things and joy in life. And he believes in that kite surfing and wing foiling are sports to give you a good feeling, reset your mind, get your mind on other things, just to be out in the water and just have an awesome time. So that's what we're starting off for this year. Then we're going to do finally a duathlon Youngblood camp, which we tried to do already for the last 2 years, but we are very unlucky with wind. But that's on the schedule, and it's just nice to offer different things. I'd like to see people more often come back. And next to that, if I want to try to create like something unique in our school, so to pick up these special projects with the BBL Mentel Foundation and the Kite for Life Foundation. Yeah, we give a little bit back to other people. You do need to reserve time for that. They need that. But it's also an extra challenge for our instructors. And I think it's pretty rewarding for them as well, that they could show that they were able to fulfill or make that weekend into a great success, even with me not being around more than 50% of the time. Yeah, even for the guys, like pretty stoked on that they managed to do that, because yes, it's it's pretty special to be able to offer that kind of an opportunity. You don't know whether or not that person will think about that or that'll change their lives completely. And given you're a school and you can build your expertise in certain areas and become a designated place where, let's say, individuals who need a little bit more assistance can come and see you, it's a phenomenal service to add people at. Because you'd be surprised how many people out there need that extra push or need something to do that brings them that element of joy that doesn't resort to drugs and alcohol, for example. Like, this is something that even if they are sitting on a board, it's still phenomenally fun. Like, you're still out in nature connecting. So yeah, congratulations for building that expertise to be able to do that. Oh yeah. Well, you need to trust the guys that you work with, but we have for sure we have a good group of very experienced instructors. I think I'm even one of I'm 34 now, but I think there's only 2 younger instructors working with me, and the rest are all older. So I have more experience within life, within teaching. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome. No, I was very excited that they pulled that off that well. They want to come back for this year, so they definitely did something really well. Awesome. Awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to put out there for folks at home that are either learning about your school for the first time or planning a trip in the area? Yeah, just come and visit us. Well, if you want to have a great time on the water, learn new things, just come by and feel the vibe, get with us on the water. Yeah, hope to see you guys out there. Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. It was nice to catch up with you and chat with you again. What's your website, Instagram handles for folks at home to follow? So you can follow Foil School Nederland on Instagram, Facebook, and on the web. There is a YouTube channel coming very soon. We recorded some videos yesterday with like a new, school video. And next to that, you can follow foiling camps as well on foilingcamps.com. On Instagram and on Facebook, and the YouTube channel will be a shared platform for both of them. So keep your eyes out for the YouTube channel. Yeah, just very excited for summer and for the rest of our foil adventure. So I would like to thank you for the option to come and talk again. Always nice to see you again and have a chat. Yeah, and looking forward to getting out there. That's on my list of places to go. So come and visit, and we should say contact for La Ventana. I want to visit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that place, it's fun in the winter. The swell is pretty cool it'll be a little pair wing paradise for sure. Yep. I guess so, man. All right, buddy. We'll chat soon. Cool, man. See you soon. Bye-bye. All right. Bye, everybody.